you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the quiz show that puts obscure knowledge to the test. Let's meet today's players. So welcome, Leah and Sarah. You're our first pair on the show. Now, how do you two know each other?
Hello. We are best friends, and we also run our own company together in Bristol.
Very good indeed. And what is your company, Sarah?
It's recruitment. We're both recruitment directors.
Yes, think for a second.
Yeah, I had to think. Yeah, no, recruitment. And we set it up together, so...
How long ago?
7 years now.
Yeah.
OK, so, Leah, what do you hope is going to come up this afternoon?
History would be good, or some cheesy 80s music would be lovely.
Good. Sarah, how about you?
Anything on Westlife. I love Westlife. Just Westlife. Or cheesecakes.
Rich is not looking hopeful.
Or cheesecakes?
I think that's a no.
Can you just check?
Can you take a little look?
Nothing on classical music. That
We have got cheesecakes, but no Westlife.
We're in.
What's your favourite kind of cheese? Oh, I'm now starving.
Well, don't bake it, because that's all wrong.
Well, I wasn't going to.
Don't bake them. I'm not very good at cooking, so I really can't. I just like eating them.
Well, it's great to have you on the show.
Thank
welcome
you.
to Pointless, and very best of luck this afternoon. And next, we welcome back Ian and Grant. You've been on the show before. Everyone gets 2 chances to reach the Pointless final, of course, and this is your second chance. Now, remind us what happened.
Last time you managed to find one of my many weak topics, which was film, and I don't know a lot about Ewan McGregor, and that cost us in the end. It was tight, went to a tie break, but good telly for you, bad for us.
Yeah. Hoping to improve on that today.
How would you be on cheesecake if that came up this afternoon, Ian?
Probably better on cheesecake than Ewan McGregor, but we'll have to wait and see.
See, the trouble is, I think I'd be good on cheesecake, but actually, I'm honest, I just like cheesecake.
Yes, see?
There you are.
That's good.
I feel it's probably about the same on every subject on this show, actually. Don't really know anything about anything. I just like things.
I'd like to ask a question to you, Alexander, if I may.
Do you know what? I'm going to grant you that permission.
Ian Grant, yeah. I was just wondering, my mother's maiden name was actually Armstrong.
Get out of town.
On a slight possibility, you might be a long-lost relative. Is there any way I could get some birthday presents or Christmas presents for the last 27 years?
Or a few points.
That's a very good point. That is a terrible oversight on my behalf. I can only apologise, Grant. And what sort of things do you like?
I need new football boots for next year.
OK, fair enough.
Holiday, maybe?
OK.
I would love it if you bought Grant a pair of new football boots.
I would as well.
Well, your old long-lost cousin probably won't. But there we are. Well, it's great to have you back on the show. Very, very best of luck this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And next, we welcome back Vicky and Hannah. You've also been on the show before. Now, remind us what happened with you.
My mum got it all wrong and did head-to-head.
Yeah.
Vicky.
Yeah. Not much pressure. Hannah says she would put me in a home if I got one of the questions wrong. So I'm going to disinherit her now, because I got it wrong.
You know, it swings and roundabouts, and it disinherit to put her in a home. Well, you can't really lose, can you?
It's just lovely to see the love between a mother and a daughter.
A very strong team.
Oh, it's lovely.
So what would you love to see come up this afternoon? What would be a brilliant category that would set you up?
For me, highway code. I'm learning to drive.
So you're really good on it now?
Well, I passed my theory.
Oh, you passed? Oh, very good.
I passed my theory, but not my
Not
practical yet.
Right,
I've only
when's
been
that?
learning 2 years.
Very soon.
Well, very best of luck with Pointless this afternoon and with the practical driving test. Great to have you back on the show. Welcome. And finally, we have got Andy and Kim. Now, how do you two know each other?
We met over a Prince T-shirt in the local gym.
What, was just on the floor?
No, it was actually on my back at the time, but...
So it was the Prince T-shirt that brought you over?
Yeah, well, I saw him at the gym a few times and had to, it was my duty as a Prince fan to make conversation with Andy. And we
got together.
We found romance through Prince.
Very good.
Can I just say, Prince, not a big fan.
You aren't?
Not a big fan.
No!
No, not a big fan.
Really?
There you go, come on. What you gonna do?
We'll talk later.
You know what, name 2
I think you just misunderstand it.
Name 2 good Prince songs. Can't be done.
2 good Prince songs?
Yeah. Oh, you can't do it.
Yeah, I could.
You can't do it.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
We've got to move on. We've got to move on.
Raspberry
It's
Beret,
interesting
I'd
you
kick
can
off
do it.
with.
Raspberry Beret.
Raspberry Beret, it's a cracking song. Love Sexy is a great song.
Yeah.
Get On.
Off.
Off, rather. Get Off. It's cracking.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
Well,
Now,
do you know what? Let's agree to disagree.
OK. Anyway, very, very best of luck. It's great to have you on the show, Andy and Kim. We'll find out more about all of you, obviously, as the show goes on. There's only one person left for me to introduce. If life was a game of top trumps, he'd beat you on knowledge, wit, height and, of course, obscurity. He's my pointless friend. He's Richard.
Hiya. Two returning pairs today. Ian and Grant didn't really cover themselves in glory last time. Certainly Ian didn't. But they might do a little bit better. Vicky and Hannah, obviously Vicky is under enormous pressure, given what's going to happen to her if they lose. But they're a very strong team last time, so I think they might do well again. And Sarah, just some quiz show advice, be a bit more bubbly. A bit more bubbly. Do you know what I mean, though? Sometimes people can be a bit doer. You just need to...
I can do serious.
Don't do serious. Remain exactly as you are. Thanks very much, Richard. We put all our questions to 100 people before the show, but this is pointless, so we are after the obscure answers they didn't get. To stay in the game with a chance to win our jackpot, all our players need to do is score as few points as they possibly can. Now, what everyone's trying to do, of course, is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people gave, and each time that happens, we will add £250 to the jackpot. Andy and Claire won the jackpot last time, so today's jackpot starts off at £1,000. There it is. Right, let's play Pointless. OK, in the first round, each of you must give me one answer and you cannot confer with your partner. Whichever team has the highest score at the end of the round will be eliminated. If anyone gives me an incorrect answer, they will score the maximum of 100 points, so try to avoid those if you can. Now, in this round, we're going to show you two related question categories. The first category will be played on the first pass, going up the line, and the second category will be played on the second pass, coming back down. So, as always, it's crucial who goes first and who goes second. Let's reveal those two categories, and they are science fact and science fiction. OK, can you all decide now in your pairs who's going to go first and who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what our first question is. For that first category, we gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many moons of the solar system as they could. Moons of the solar system. Richard.
Yeah, the correct answers on this board will be moons that orbit planets of our solar system. The incorrect answers won't be moons as of April 2011.
OK. Leah and Sarah, you all drew lots before the show, and this afternoon you get to go first. You'll be pleased to hear for each question, we're going to give you a choice of 7 possible answers on the board. Here is your first list of 7. Titan, Spondy, Calypso, Europa, Nelson, Janus, Margaret. I'll read those one more time. Titan, Spondy, Calypso, Europa, Nelson, Janus and Margaret. Now, I can tell you that at least one of those answers is pointless, but be very careful because at least one of those answers is incorrect. Pick an incorrect one and you will score the maximum of 100 points. Now, Leah. It's quite nice having a list of 7 to choose from, isn't it?
I would have been in a world of trouble if I didn't have that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Europa.
You're saying Europa. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Europa. It's right. Very well done, Leah. Down it goes. 13, that's a great answer. Very well done. 13 for Europa.
Yeah, well done, Leah. Very good start to the show. Yeah, well done. It was one of Jupiter's largest moons, discovered by Galileo in 1610.
Ian, we're looking for moons in the solar system.
Yes.
What do you think?
There's a couple of names I recognise back from school days, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to take a little bit of a punt on Spondy.
Spondy. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Spondy. It's right. Very well done, look at that. That is a pointless answer. It adds £250 to today's jackpot. It takes the total up to £1,250 and it scores you nothing, Ian. Spondy, Richard.
Yeah, well played, Ian. It's another satellite of Jupiter, actually, discovered in 2001. That's a better start than last time, isn't it?
It's a relief to answer something right while I'm
well
here.
Done.
Yeah.
Very well done indeed, Ian.
Thank you.
So, Hannah, moons of the solar system.
I'm thinking most of the planets are named after gods. So I'm thinking Janus. That's what I'll go for.
Janus, OK. Is it right?
It's probably not.
Let's see. Janus. Is it right? If it is, how many people said Janus? Good luck. It's right. Very well done, Hannah. Very well done indeed. Brilliant answer. Scores you 1. 1 for Janus.
Yeah, well played, Hannah, very well done. Janus is the Roman god of doorways and beginnings, and Janus, the moon, is a potato-shaped moon circling Saturn.
How delicious.
That's what they say. Well, it really depends on the shape of the potato, doesn't it, if it's potato-shaped?
Yeah, true. OK, well, thanks very much, Richard. So we are looking for moons of the solar system, Kim. You're the last person to have this selection of moons, so why not talk us through them and then submit one at the end?
Well, I'd love to talk you through them, but this is probably the worst possible subject for me, so I have no idea at all. But if I was playing this at home, Andy will kill me, but I'm going to say Margaret.
Andy's...
For no reason at all.
I don't know how I would describe Andy's face. That's... It sounds so obviously wrong that it has to be right, surely.
I would really like there to be a moon Margaret. That would be lovely.
Margaret, is it right? And if it is, how many people said it? Very, very best of luck, Kim. It's right! Very well done. This deserves to go a long way down. And it does! Look at that! Very well done! It's a pointless answer. It adds another £250 to today's jackpot, taking the total up to £1,500. It also scores you nothing. And hearty congratulations. Very well done. Margaret.
Yeah, very well played, Kim. It's a risk worth taking. It's a small moon of Uranus, and it's named after Margaret, the maid to hero in Much Ado About Nothing. Let's take a look at the rest of the answers. Titan, yep, that is a moon of Saturn. Would have scored you a fairly hefty 31 points. Calypso, also a moon of Saturn, would have scored you 1 point. And by process of elimination, Nelson there is the wrong answer. The Arsenal striker Sammy Nelson once famously mooned after scoring a goal. Got in a lot of trouble for it. So very well done at home if you said Sponde or Margaret. Both pointless answers.
Thank you very much, Richard. OK, well, we're halfway through the round, so let's take a look at the scores as they stand. Kim and Andy on nothing. Ian and Grant on nothing. 2 fantastic answers / guesses from them. Then up just 1 point to Hannah and Vicky on 1. And who would have thought? You are 13 times your nearest rival in terms of
It's
score.
lucky Sarah's so confident with science fiction.
No, that's not going to happen.
We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, for the second pass, the category is science fiction. Let's see what the question is. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many alien races as they could. Alien races, Richard.
Yeah, the correct answers on this board will all be fictional, non-human races from TV and film.
OK, as with the first pass, we're going to give you a choice of 7 possible answers. And here is your list of 7. Mysterons, Klingons, Niblonians, Spaceballs, Kotto, Coneheads, Grockles. I'll read those one more time. Mysterons, Klingons, Niblonians, Spaceballs, Kotto, Coneheads, Grockles. And I can tell you that at least one of those answers, once again, is pointless, and at least one of those answers is incorrect. So try and avoid the incorrect ones, or you'll score 100 points. Now then, Andy. Looking very good on nothing there, thanks to Kim's brilliant answer of Margaret in the first pass.
Yeah, I'm very proud of her.
I think you should be.
I had absolutely no faith in her, but I'm very proud of her.
Did you choose the category, or did Kim? Who?
I think I did.
You chose science fiction.
Yeah, I bottled it a little bit. I went, science fiction. You do the fact.
OK. Well, we're looking for alien races. How are you feeling now?
I think there was a film a long time ago starring Dan Aykroyd called Coneheads. So I think I'm going to take Coneheads.
Here's your red line. It's quite a long way down. Coneheads has to get you below that red line if you are to be certain of a place in the next round. Let's see if it's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Coneheads. It's right. Down it goes. You've done it. Very well done, Andy. 1 point for Coneheads. Takes your total up to 1. Richard.
Yeah, very well played, Andy, and very good score as a team as well. From 1993, you're absolutely right, starred Dan Aykroyd, but yeah, aliens called Coneheads, had cones on their head. That's where they got their name from.
Very good. Now, Vicky, you are on 1. The high scorers are Sarah and Leah on 13, which means you want to be scoring 11 or less to be sure of a place in the next round.
I was going to go for Coneheads. You stole it. But the one I'm thinking of, I think it's Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons.
You are saying Mysterons. There they are, top of the board. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Mysterons. Very well done indeed. Very well done indeed. That scores you 3, takes your total up to 4.
Yeah, well done, Vicky. You live to fight another day. Yeah, the Mysterons from Captain Scarlet, absolutely right. They're a race of Martians intent on taking over the world.
Very well done, Vicky. Now then, Grant, you are on nothing, thanks to Ian's answer of Spondy in the first round. The high scorers are still Sarah and Leah. It's getting a little bit critical. Grant, if you can score 12 or less with your answer, you are through to the next round.
I know an obvious one, but it's definitely not going to score me that, so I'm going to have to take a bit of a gamble. I think I remember a film back, and I think they contained the Spaceballs. So that would be my answer.
The Spaceballs. OK. Good luck, Grant. Good luck, Sarah and Leah. Here's your red line. If you go below that red line, you are through to the next round. We say goodbye to Sarah and Leah. Spaceballs. Is it right? How many people said it? Spaceballs. He's right. Well done, Grant. And you're through to the next round, and it's pointless. That adds another £250 to today's jackpot, takes the total up to £1,750. It scores you nothing, it leaves your total at nothing. Very well done, Richard.
Yeah, well played, Grant, and double pointless as well. So you chose your categories well. Well played tactically. From Mel Brooks's 1987 film Spaceballs.
Sarah.
What can I say?
Well, I'm sorry. I'm very, very, very sorry. You haven't even submitted an answer. And I'm afraid your total is already too high. But, I mean, it's the most extraordinary low-scoring round, it has to be said. Look, 1, 4, 0 and 13. Well, listen, talk us through the board. There might be another pointless answer on that board.
Obviously not Klingons. That's a no-no. I think Grockles is from British Isles somewhere, as in... I don't know, maybe I'm getting it wrong. Nibelonians, I don't think so. And my heart says go with Koto.
Which one do you want to submit?
I would say Koto, please.
Koto? Koto?
Yeah, Koto,
OK.
Koto.
Let's see. Koto, is it right? And if it is, let's see how many people said it. Koto.
No! That's just it!
That's just added to the humiliation.
Unfortunately, Koto is an incorrect answer, which means you score the maximum of 100 points, taking your total up to 113. Richard.
Yeah, it sounded so wrong, it actually was wrong. Yaphet Kotto is an actor who played the chief engineer in Alien.
Oh, yes.
You
And
remember.
out of interest, is there a place in the British Isles called Grockles?
No, that's what the tourists are, isn't it?
That's exactly the right answer, Sarah. Grockles is an English word for tourists or outsiders. So that's an incorrect answer. The Klingons, you're right to avoid, would have scored you a fairly hefty 45. And there was another pointless answer on the board, and there was Nibelonians, who are one of the many alien races from Matt Groening's Futurama. Very well done if you said Nibelonians at home.
Thanks very much, Richard. So at the end of round 1, the losing pair with the highest score is Leah and Sarah. Well, listen, such a shame to be saying goodbye to you far too soon, but we will see you again next time, when I'm sure you'll go a lot further than the first round.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, meanwhile, for playing. Great contestants, Sarah and Leah. But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. Now, obviously, there's only room for 2 pairs in the head-to-head, so one of the teams in front of me now will be leaving us at the end of this round. OK, our category for round 2 this afternoon is words. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, our round 2 question concerns Words made up of double sets of letters. Words made up of double sets of letters. Richard?
Yeah, I'm going to give you a series of clues which will lead you to a word which uses the same set of letters twice. So if we were to say the yellow Teletubby, the answer would be La La. Or if we were to say buy a Prince album, the answer would be No No. We're going to show you 6 on each pass. We've asked 100 people to tell us that the word that these clues refer to. The more obscure your answer, the fewer points you're going to score. If you give us an incorrect answer, though, you're going to score 100 points. It's going to be 12 in all, 12 words which have repeating letters. Very best of luck.
So we are looking for words made up of repeated sets of letters, like La La. OK, and here are the clues. The first 6 are Kenyan uprising of the 1950s, French high-kicking dance, quiet utterance or heart irregularity, jelly produced from seaweed, had a 2009 #1 with Bad Romance, Hergé's Hero. I'll read those all one more time. Kenyan uprising of the 1950s, French high-kicking dance, quiet utterance or heart irregularity, jelly produced from seaweed, had a 2009 #1 hit with Bad Romance, Hergé's Hero. OK, there are your 6 clues. Grant, as always on Pointless, you're trying to find the one that the fewest of our 100 people could answer.
Well, I'm going to have to play reasonably safe. And I think I'm going to go for quiet utterance or heart irregularity, and I'm going to say murmur.
Murmur. OK, let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said murmur. Well done. Nothing wrong with that. 20 for murmur. Richard?
Yeah, good answer, Grant. Good start to the round as well. It's an onomatopoeic word, murmur.
Hannah. Hannah, we come to you.
I'm racking my brains for all sorts of things here that just... but it's not happening, and the only couple I can think of are very obvious. So I think I'm going to have to go for French high-kicking dance, and it's a can-can.
Can-can. OK, let's see if can-can is right. And if it is, let's see how many people said can-can. It's right. Oh, it's a high score. But it's right, though. It's a lot better than 100. 62 for can-can, Richard.
Yeah, well played, Hannah. Your damage limitation, they're getting 62 points. It's from the French for noise or disturbance, can-can.
Kim. We are looking for the words with double sets of letters that are described by these clues.
OK, this is very much like the moon question, actually, in that I can't fill in many of them. So I think, although it does seem like a while ago, but I think I have to go with had a 2009 #1 with Bad Romance and say Gaga, Lady Gaga.
OK, you are saying Gaga. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. Gaga. It's right. 50. 50 for Gaga.
Yeah, well done, Kim. She's got more Facebook followers than President Obama. And she went to school with Paris Hilton. Oh, imagine that school. Let's fill in the rest of the board, shall we? Hergé's Hero is, of course...
Tintin.
Tintin, yeah, would have scored you 26. The Kenyan uprising in the 1950s is the Mau Mau uprising, yeah, 10 points. And the jelly produced from seaweed, it's the best answer on the board, actually, is agar agar. Very well done if you said that at home. 9 points for that. That's the best answer there. That's what you get if you play a Lady Gaga song backwards.
OK, well, let's take a look at the scores as we're halfway through the round. Best score so far, Grant and Ian. That was a fantastic answer there with the murmur. Then up to 50 for Kim and Andy with Gaga. Then up to 62 for Hannah and Vicky with the can-can. So, yes, Vicky, you're going to have to find a really good low-scoring answer if you're going to make it through to the head-to-head. OK, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 6 more clues on the board, and we have got Simon Le Bon's group, prison in New York State, member of a North African people, North African semolina dish, alternative name for papaya, former Archbishop of Cape Town. I'll read those one more time. Simon Le Bon's group, prison in New York State, member of a North African people, North African semolina dish, alternative name for papaya, former Archbishop of Cape Town. Now remember, we're looking for words made up of double sets of letters, repeating sets of letters. And you're trying to find the one that the fewest of our 100 people knew. Now then, Andy, you're on 50. The high scorers on 62 are Vicky and Hannah, which means if you can score 11 or less, you are definitely through to the head-to-head. What are you thinking about that board? Is this a good category for you?
I'm tending towards the prison in New York State, which I've got a sneaking suspicion might be called Sing Sing.
Sing Sing. Sounds good to me. OK, here's your red line coming in. There it is. If you get below that red line, you are definitely through to the head-to-head. Let's see if it's called Sing Sing, this prison in New York State. And if it is, let's see how many people said Sing Sing. Good luck, Andy. He's right. $22, not a bad score at all. 22 takes your total up to 72. Richard, Sing Sing.
Yeah, well played, Andy. Put yourself in a fairly strong position there. It's in the town of Ossining in upstate New York.
Very good. Now then, Vicky. The high scorers are now Andy and Kim on 72, which means if you can score 9 or less, you are definitely through to the head-to-head.
Right.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking there's two quite high ones there. There's two I don't know, but the one I'm going for is the North African semolina dish, and I'm going to say couscous.
Couscous. Is that right? How many people said couscous? Well done, it's right. Oh, not bad at all. 19. 19 for couscous takes your total up to 81. Richard.
Yeah, good score. Not quite good enough, perhaps. We'll have to see what happens just in the last question. But yes, a sort of a granulated semolina couscous.
Ian, you and Grant are on 20. The high scorers currently, Vicky and Hannah, on 81, which means if you can score 60 or less, you are through to the head-to-head.
The only one I'm going to go with is the bottom one. I'm going to say 2-2.
2-2. Former Archbishop of Cape Town. Let's see if 2-2 is right, and let's see if 2-2, being right, can score low enough to get you through to the next round. How many people said 2-2? Yep, you're through. 46, just. Takes your total up to 66. Richard.
Yeah, well done, Ian. Archbishop Desmond Tutu, of course. Let's take a look at the rest of them. I think everyone knew Simon Le Bon's group. Of course, it's Duran Duran, but would have scored a fairly hefty 51. The alternative name for papaya, do you know that? It's quite a low scorer. Pawpaw. That's exactly right. Would have scored you 7. The best answer on the board there is the member of a North African people, essentially a group of people who live along that coastline all the way from Egypt up to the Atlantic. They're the Berber people.
Ah, yes, Berbers.
Berber. So it's 2 points. Very, very well done if you said that.
OK, well, thank you very much, Richard. So, at the end of round 2, the losing pair with the highest score, I'm afraid, Hannah and Vicky. You've done so well through to the head-to-head, and a very, very close-fought head-to-head last time. And this time, I'm afraid, round 2 has done for you. But
Swings and roundabouts.
it is swings and roundabouts. It was a great shame. You've been fantastic contestants. Thanks so much for playing, though.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. But for the remaining 2 pairs, things are going to get even more exciting now as we enter the head-to-head. Very well done, Ian and Grant, Andy and Kim. You've made it through to the head-to-head. Now, obviously, only one pair can make it through to today's final and play for the jackpot, which currently stands at £1,750. Now, for each question, each pair needs to give me just one answer, but you are now allowed to confer. All you have to do is come up with an answer that scores less than the other pair, and you will win that question. The first pair to get to 2 questions will be playing for today's jackpot. Let's play Pointless. OK, here is your first question. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Madonna UK Top 40 singles with 3-word titles as they could? Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any single released by Madonna or which had her as a named featured artist that reached the UK Top 40 prior to April 2011. There are an awful lot of singles on this list, so very, very best of luck.
Thanks very much, Richard. Ian and Grant, because you played best throughout the show so far, you get to go first.
Yeah, I think we've got one, Alexander. I think it's reasonably well known, but not our strongest suit. We're going to go for Crazy for You.
Crazy for You. OK, Crazy for You. Andy and Kim?
Live to Tell.
Get into the groove.
Is Into the Groove, would that be 3 words or 4?
I don't know. It was Live to Tell a single.
I think Live to Tell was.
I don't know.
Should we go with Live to Tell?
OK.
I think we'll go with
Live to
Live to
Tell.
Tell, if we may.
Live to Tell. So we have Crazy for You, we have Live to Tell. Ian and Grant went with Crazy for You. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Crazy for You. It's right. Wow, 10. For Crazy for You. You said it wasn't a strong suit. That's not a bad score at all. Andy and Kim have gone for Live to Tell. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Live to Tell. Good luck. It's right. Oh, look at that. Very well done. Live to Tell. That was a high 2.
Yeah.
If that's a high 5, that's a...
High 2.
Very well done, Andy and Kim. After one question, you are ahead 1-0. Richard.
Yeah, very good answer, and appropriately did actually get to number 2, Live to Tell in 1986. Crazy for You, another good answer. Got to number 2 as well, twice, actually, in 85 and 91. There's a bunch of pointless answers. There's a whole lot of low-scoring answers as well. Let's take a look. One More Chance and Nothing Really Matters, both pointless. Die Another Day, her Bond theme, was a pointless answer. Well done if you said any of those 3. Deeper and Deeper, Causing Commotion, would have scored 1. Take a Bow, Dress You Up with 2. All of those would have just won you the points. As would Who's That Girl and Don't Tell Me. Who's That Girl with 2, Don't Tell Me 3. There's Live to Tell on 4 with Justify My Love. Open Your Heart 6, Crazy for You, there we are on 10. And the biggest scorers, Ray of Light 11, La Isla Bonita 17. Into the Groove 20 is a 3-word title. 25 points for Like a Prayer, 44 for Papa Don't Preach, and Like a Virgin right at the top on 74.
Thanks very much, Richard. Here is your second question. Ian and Grant, you have to win this question to stay in the game. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many books of the Bible whose names begin with a vowel as they could. Richard.
Yeah, there are 10 books in the Old and New Testament in the authorised King James Bible whose name begins with a vowel. Can you give us the most obscure of those and see how many of those 10 you can get at home?
Thanks very much. Books of the Bible whose names begin with a vowel. OK, Andy and Kim, you start this time.
Who?
Apostles.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
OK.
OK, Bible's not a strong point.
No.
For you.
For me,
for
for
both
both
of
of us,
us.
for either of us. We're going to go with Apostles, which I think is a book of the Bible.
Apostles.
I believe so.
Ian and Grant.
Well, the one we're going to have to give Alexander again, probably there are some better ones, but we're going to have to go with Exodus.
OK, you're going to go with Exodus. So we have the Apostles. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Apostles. Very well done. 16. 16. That's a good score. Now, Ian and Grant, you're saying Exodus. You have to hope that's right, and you have to hope it goes below 16. Otherwise, we say goodbye to you. Very, very best of luck. Exodus. How many people said it? Is it right? It's right. 58. 58. Bad luck, Ian and Grant. If you want your book of the Bible to be nice and obscure, try and avoid Bob Marley writing a song about it. Just a little rule of thumb there. Which means, I'm afraid, after only 2 questions, Andy and Kim are through to the final. Straight sets, 2-0. Richard?
Yeah, well played, Andy and Kim. Another good answer. Apostles or Acts of the Apostles. It's the book after the 4 Gospels. There's a bunch of answers that would have beaten it, though, and I suspect some people at home would have got all 10 of these. So let's take a look. There's a pointless answer to start with, which is the Ephesians, which would have scored you no points at all. Very well done if you got that. Then Amos with 4, Obadiah 5, Ezra 5, Ezekiel 8. All lovely names if you're just about to have a boy. Esther on 9, less good for a boy. Acts of the Apostles, there we are, on 16. Ecclesiastes on 18. Isaiah on 22. And right at the top of the board, actually, is Exodus on 58. Very well done if you got all of those.
OK, so the losing pair at the end of the head-to-head, I'm afraid it's Ian and Grant. Bad luck, guys. You've done so well. A double pointless in the first round. I mean, you really atoned for your first round exit last time round. But thank you very much for playing. You've been brilliant contestants and very well done.
Thank you.
But for Andy and Kim, it's now time for our pointless final and the chance to win our jackpot of £1,750. Well, congratulations, Andy and Kim. You fought off all the competition and you've won our coveted pointless trophy, so very well done. Well, you now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £1,750. Now, the rules are very simple. To win that money, all you have to do is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people could think of. We've had 3 pointless answers on the show today. In fact, Kim, you found one of those with the famous Moon Margaret.
Yeah.
You only have to find one more now, and you will go home with that money. First, though, you've got to choose a category, and you can choose from these 3 options. They are playwrights, football, American actors.
Not football.
No, not football. Not playwrights. American actors?
It has to be, I think.
Gotta be.
It have to be. American actors.
It's going to have to be American actors.
OK. Let's find out what the question is, then. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Jeff Bridges films as they could. Jeff Bridges films. Richard?
Yeah, looking for any feature film made for cinema release up to April 2011 for which Jeff Bridges has received an acting credit. As always, short films, TV films, documentaries don't count, but voice performances do. Very best of luck.
OK, you now have up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers. All you need to win that £1,750 is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Your 60 seconds start now.
Did you do that Tarantino film? Was that him?
I don't know.
Car crashing, crashing cars into people.
No, that was Kurt Russell.
Oh, OK.
He did a cowboy thing recently where he was like an alcoholic cowboy singer.
Did he?
I can't think of anything about Jeff Bridges.
Oh, come on.
I think we're going to suffer.
No, did he do that truck? He was in that lorry.
He was in that lorry.
That truck thing. He was driving.
What's the thing where the girl gets abducted? It was a remake of a French film. The Vanishing. I think he was in that.
I don't know.
we might have won.
I don't know. I have no idea. Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges. Oh, good God. You know, there's going to be loads of stuff that he was in, and we're just going to go.
I know. I.
Jeff Bridges.
Yeah.
16 seconds. Think. Oh, God, I've not got a clue. He tends to do, like, westerny type things, doesn't he?
5 seconds
Oh,
left.
my God, I don't know. I really don't know.
What's the one he did with the singing one? Where he was...
OK, well, that's time up.
Great.
We were looking for Jeff Bridges films. I now need your 3 answers.
OK. We don't have 3.
The only thing that I'm dragging from the back of my mind is a film called The Vanishing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't honestly know 100% that he was in it, but that's the only thing I can think of.
OK, we'll take that. Let's have 2 more answers from you.
We'll say Once Upon a Time in the West.
Once Upon a Time in the West.
And The Good Time Boys.
The Good Time Boys. OK, we have 3 answers there. Of those 3, which is your best shot at a pointless answer?
The Vanishing.
The Vanishing. We'll put that last. Which is your least likely?
Once Upon a Time in the
Once
West.
Upon a Time in the West. OK. Well, let's put those 3 answers up on the board in that order, and here they are. Once Upon a Time in the West, The Good Time Boys, and The Vanishing. OK, we were looking for Jeff Bridges films. You said this was your least confident answer. You only have to find one pointless answer, remember, to win that jackpot. £1,750. Once Upon a Time in the West. Let's see, it could be right. Let's see if it is, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Once Upon a Time in the West. No. I don't think we're that surprised by that.
No.
But unfortunately, it's not a pointless answer, which means you only have 2 more chances to win today's jackpot. £1,750. What would you do with that?
I'd like to spend it on shoes, but Andy won't let me, so...
Something sensible, like putting it towards a new garden, because we moved into a house about a year ago and the garden's more Jungle Book than picture book, so...
Yeah.
Right.
Something practical.
Yeah.
OK. Well, we're looking for Jeff Bridges films. Your second answer was The Good Time Boys. This has to be pointless if you're going to win that jackpot, £1,750. Let's see if The Good Time Boys is indeed a Jeff Bridges film, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. The Good Time Boys. No. Bad luck. That means you only have 1 more chance to win today's jackpot. However, this is an answer that I think you gave with a degree of confidence.
There's a very fine line between confidence and stupidity.
I think we're just nearly on that line, is all I'm saying. I think we're moving into the realm of confidence. We shall see, though. We're looking for Jeff Bridges films. You said this was the answer you had the most faith in. It is The Vanishing. Let's see if that's right. Was Jeff Bridges in The Vanishing? And if he was, how many people said it? It's right. It's right. It had to be right. It now just has to be pointless. This is your 3rd and final shot at the jackpot of £1,750. Down it goes. Still going down. Look at that. Oh, it is! What about that? Very, very well done. The Vanishing. That was a brilliant answer. Wow, what about that? Brilliant. You didn't think I was right at all, did you? Wow. Well, congratulations. You have managed to find that all-important pointless answer, which means you go home with a jackpot of £1,750. Very well done. Richard.
Yeah, very well played, Andy and Kim. We've given away a lot of jackpots recently. It's very rare that people only know 1 possible answer and it turns out to be pointless as well. What an answer to give. Very well done. Yeah, The Vanishing from 1993. Here, Jeff Bridges abducts Sandra Bullock. There's lots more pointless answers as well, so let's take a look, see if you've got any of these at home. One of the biggest flops of all time, Heaven's Gate, that was pointless. He plays a magazine editor who employs Simon Pegg in How to Lose Friends and Alienate People. It's Kevin Spacey's psychiatrist in K-Pax, all of those pointless. Simpatico with Nick Nolte and Sharon Stone. Last American Hero, where he plays a stock car racer. The Mirror Has Two Faces. All these are pointless. There's The Vanishing. His very first ever film, The Yin and Yang of Mr. Go, where he was Jeffrey Bridges, and White Squall. All pointless answers. Very well done if you got any of those, but very, very well done for getting The Vanishing.
Well, thanks once again to our winning players, Andy and Kim, who go away with today's jackpot of £1,750. Join us next time when we'll be putting more obscure knowledge to the test on Pointless. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.
Coming up, a plea from the family of Meredith Kircher, murdered in Italy. Why packed lunches are not as healthy as school dinners, and the Chancellor promises help for business. That's next.
And over on BBC Two...